Hello and welcome to our inaugural and special Vodcast. Joining us is Phoebe Yong, the founder and president of Magnolia Communications. As we mark the 20th anniversary of our agency, we would like to get insight from Phoebe and her incredible and unique journey, the evolution of the marketing industry over 2 decades, and the secrets behind her enduring success. From groundbreaking campaigns to overcoming challenges as a female entrepreneur, Phoebe's journey is one of resilience, innovation, and inspiration. So get ready to be inspired by her journey. Phoebe, let's start at the beginning. Why did you decide to own your own company?
Hi, Jessica. That was quite the intro. So I was working in corporate prior to Magnolia, and I was doing quite a bit of traveling internationally. And when my young family was starting to take more of my time and requirements, I made the choice to start a new direction in my career and started Young and Associates in 2004. And I formally changed the name to Magnolia Communications in 2006.
And why the name Magnolia, Phoebe?
Yeah, I looked up that name or that word, I should say, and it's what stood out to me was not only its strong fragrance of its bud, but also it symbolizes everlasting connections, and that really resonated with me. And that's how I truly value relationships and what I try to do in building personally and for work.
And what inspired you to get into marketing?
I really believe, Jessica, that every person, no matter who they are, has a story to tell. Some of them are very comfortable in telling it openly and unbashfully, and then some are really quiet and really humble about it. But regardless, everybody, I truly believe, has a story to tell, and it just inspired me to create an agency to allow people to do that.
So, looking back over the past 20 years, what has been the most significant changes in the marketing industry, and how has Magnolia adapted to the changes?
Yeah, that's a really loaded question and quite complicated to answer in this short time together. And maybe the best way to do it is to break it into two, silos, if you call it. The first is an obvious one, which is technology. I mean, with the rise of, the internet, social media, phones, mobile phones, it has just impacted tremendously how we communicate, right? Like in social media as well, things going viral, uh, emails, just those things kind of applications itself is just tremendous in how we communicate. And then on top of that, you have technology like SEO. Those things also add to how things have really significantly changed the landscape of marketing. And digital transformation has led the way, and along with that is data. So everybody wants data, and they should, and every campaign needs to be, data driven, and they should. So that really has changed the complexity of how we operate. And second, probably the most important part is the customer, because customers nowadays are really sophisticated. Their expectations, their experience that they want is also super high, and what they bring to the table, which means how we deliver our services need to meet that bar.
So, can you share some of the most memorable campaigns, their impact that Magnolia has executed over the years, and what made them stand out?
Hmm, Jessica, that's like asking me to choose a favorite child. Um, so one campaign we did several years ago was with a company called Mooncoin Production that is founded by Jonah Fallon, and Jeanette O'Keefe. And we worked on this campaign called Kindness Rocks, where we went to high schools in BC and they played serious rock concerts with the theme of kindness rocks and kindness matters. And it was just beyond exhilarating to go to these schools where literally hundreds of children, or kids, not children, kids were jumping up and down in the gym, um, uh, you know, singing and dancing to rock music or a rock concert in the spirit of kindness matters and bullying doesn't belong. So that was really inspirational for me, and we got them press and helped them with messaging. And the second one is more of a B2B slant for a company called FinCAD, and they had to do a pretty major product launch globally. So we started in New York, doing all the planning, the messaging, and what have you in New York City. And literally, right when it ended, we took a plane and flew to London, England, and did the same in another continent. So that was a big rush to do these major events in two world class cities back to back. So that was beyond fun.
Phoebe, as a female founder, what unique challenges and opportunities have you encountered in building and leading Magnolia? How has your perspective influenced the company's culture and direction?
Yeah, so addressing the first part about, what possible challenges and opportunities that I've encountered being a female founder. To be honest, Jessica, I don't think I have actually felt it. Like there probably were many instances where the old boys club chose their own. I didn't know about it, or but it didn't play a big role in during my journey with Magnolia. Now, did I notice that a lot of clients' executive teams were skewered by male, mainly white males? Yes. Did I notice that a lot of middle management were mostly women? Yes. This more impacted the way I interacted and approached working with them, more so than saying that it actually impacted, the way that I would lead Magnolia. And how has this perspective influenced our culture and our company? I think from day one of my career, it's been, I've always noticed it's a highly dominant male culture, especially working in high tech and in financial services. But I've always learned to be myself and just use my experience to lead these conversations. And as a leader at Magnolia, clients always joke at me before saying, "What does it take to work at Magnolia, as a guy?" And I used to always laugh at that because I never really thought about it. Because, I know having kick ass women working on the team was just always great. But we always have had a very highly inclusive culture here from people from all walks of life and gender working here. And I've been really proud of that.
Thanks for sharing that, Phoebe. So, what advice would you give to aspiring marketers and entrepreneurs who are looking to start their own agencies in today's competitive environment?
That's that question, right? What advice would you give your younger self? It really is super basic, in my opinion, Jessica, which is something my parents always have ingrained in me, which is nothing replaces hard work. And in the business that we're in, which is in consulting and an agency world, delivering the highest standard is so important to your clients. And at the end, I know there's a lot of marketing buzzwords out there and technology, but clients just at the end care about the high excellence of work that you're going to deliver that gives them results. And in return, I hope I get to work with, great professionals along the way that share that same passion to do so. And I guess one last advice is really trust your gut. And I know that comes with experience, but there's always something about trusting that instinct in you that will guide the right decision to make.
Thanks, Phoebe. So, lastly,
Mm.
what are your future aspirations for Magnolia Communications, and how do you envision the agency evolving in the next decade?
Um, yeah, I think as I was saying earlier that, the customers are getting just so much more sophisticated in their buying journey. And of course, using technology to go with that, right? But I just don't think we should ever forget the human touch in connecting with customers. I hope we can marry technology and human touch to deliver a very personalized service to our clients. And I really also want our agency to give back to the generosity that we received through the years. We have so much knowledge in our talent bank, and I think it would be great for us to give that back and see how that knowledge can be shared with people who are interested in receiving it.
Well, Phoebe, thank you so much for joining us today and sharing your journey with us. And thank you to everyone who listened in. See you next time.
Thank you, Jessica.